Welcome to Dubai Property Pulse channel, place where we discuss the latest insight on Dubai property market. Here is Max,
Anna?
And Yulia.
and today we're gonna discuss the most interesting questions we recently get from our clients, agents, colleagues, and other people. So, when the client is buying the property and he's mixing up the goals of the purchase, when he wants to buy the property for investment and for his own use at the same time, is it green or red flag? In your opinions, ladies?
I would say red.
I think red, but, right?
But,
But
but what?
There is always but. Maybe he's new buyer and he just doesn't understand, how to define the property for investment and for himself. Or maybe he's looking for investment, but then you know how they say, I might move there.
And you think this is the right strategy, thinking this way?
I think anything you buy for yourself, you should think how to resell it after even 10 years. So it is your investment potentially, But it depends, what do you mean by like mixing up? If he has an emotional attachment to the house he's buying for investment without looking at the numbers, I mean, of course it's a red.
I believe so. And you?
I think also red. And most of the cases, it's our job to explain the client in so many ways or approaches. What are you looking for? Is it really investment, pure investment, or you probably will want to live in this property and it's two different investments?
Yeah, I also think that it's totally different strategy, right? When you buy something to invest and you wait for the appreciation, or you just buy it because you like to stay in there. Sometimes it's two different stories. Normally,
Yeah,
it's two
because
different
usually, I'm
plans.
sorry, yeah, because usually you, as Anna said, you emotionally attached to the property if you want to live there. You're choosing as for yourself. And in some cases, we face the opinion of the client that, yes, I have to like the property, but it's for investment. Well,
Yeah.
no, numbers and emotional attachment is something different.
Then I think you have to admit that you are buying it for yourself, not for the investment, and
Exactly.
just look for what you really like. And
No, but I think it's
Don't do
normal
that.
when they tell you, I really want something for investment, the 6-7% ROI, but maybe after 2 years, I'll move there.
I think it's for the agent to define the real reason, actually, because
Yeah.
the buyer might not understand himself what he's buying it for. Number 2, in the latest episode we discussed if it's red or green flag when developer delivers his project later when they promised. But what if developer delivers his project upfront? Let's say 6 months upfront. We know there are some cases in the market where delivered prior to the handover date. Is it the green or the red flag?
I think in most of the cases it's green because it's really good to receive your property early, especially if you're ready for it financially. If you're ready to pay the last installment earlier. If you're not ready and you don't have the whole amount of money, it can be the problem, but it's very rarely happening in Dubai, right?
I don't agree with Anna, and I think it's red because I just have a case at the moment where my customer, he receives the property and developer delivers it much earlier, let's say 6, 7 or 8 months earlier, and he just doesn't have enough to cover the outstanding the balance. 100% many of the customers will be in the same situation, because if you're an investor, you just calculate your financial possibilities, right? I mean, you just plan your investments, that's why we have a payment plan where according to this payment plan, you just have to do the payments. And well, I think it's red. I don't think I would be happy to receive the project much earlier.
But maybe you'll save on rent, let's say. If you're
yeah,
renting
but
at a
Anna, if I don't
particular
have
moment.
enough money to pay and it's, let's say, more than $1 million, for example, the balance.
You can take the mortgage from the bank because it's going to be ready property already. If you're in Dubai, but
Yes.
even non-residents
And
can
if you are
rest.
self-employed, so honestly, it's like a lot of details that comes
I
out
think-
of this.
I think it's a green for the developer because
It's
they
a green for
built,
the developer,
they built a nice
yes.
reputation, but it's red for the buyer. 'Cause
And it's
he's-
green for also brokers, because definitely we will start to offer the properties and we have another chance to sell the properties if the owner cannot.
But
pay.
for most of the buyers, it might be red since they plan their financials prior to the announced date of the handover.
So yeah, it depends from on behalf of who we discuss this question, right?
But let's be honest, not so many developers do it early. And we know certain developers, or for example, villas, some of the developers building much faster than the apartments. And then you already know, and they tell you in advance. I had a case when we booked the villa from the developer. They told us, guys, we're going to build it faster than it says in the SPA, please be ready, So, and I think based on the experience of the agent, we can also suggest, right? There are some of the other developers which are delivering, I think, almost every project earlier.
I
Right?
think that's how we come to the role of the agent in the deal again.
Yeah.
If you're working
Yeah.
with a professional broker, he will definitely tell you what sort of developer you need to work with at the first place and what to expect from him.
Yeah.
Any slight delays or maybe advanced.
But I
delivery.
just think even if you're buying off plan, you need to have the whole amount ready or know that this money are gonna come. Correct?
Yes, and actually we discussed this in our previous videos and podcasts. So most
Feel free
welcome
to
feel free, yeah, feel free to watch
watch.
the first videos.
Okay, next question I want to discuss is one of the most popular ones when the agent pushes the buyer to make decision quick. Most of people think this is the sales strategy. Do you think this is the red or green flag?
I think it depends, right? Depends on the
Yeah.
project, depends on the agent. I personally don't like to be pushed, and I don't like to push my clients unless it's completely necessary and I know that this project is going to be sold out. He's going to blame me. I didn't push him enough.
Okay, let's
And,
avoid the word push. Yeah, nobody wants to be pushed. Yeah,
Yeah.
when the agent
But likes
is
pressure.
when the agent is recommending you to make a decision quick for a certain reason.
I
do you
think
this
it's
is the
green, to be honest, because it depends who you're dealing with, right? If you know the agent for some time and he's telling you you need to buy it now, then it's green. If it's just a random agent, I have a client who is telling me, Anna, agent just calling me, offering and pushing me, telling me, please buy the project, is going to be gone. And then after a few months, he received the availability that project hasn't been sold, then of course it's red.
Yeah.
No? Because
100%,
it's all
yes.
kind of depends on.
Depends on.
Yeah? Do you agree?
I think just the market and that condition that 99% of the cases when agent is advising you to make a decision quick, you need to make a decision quick and it's not a sales strategy.
And again, it
Full
comes
stop.
to the professional, like how professional you are. So it depends who you trust, who you work with, and
Yeah, I think it's old
who you
strategy,
build
right?
relations with. Yeah.
And we don't really use it unless we really believe in the project and in the deal.
People got used to it as the sales strategy.
Yeah.
But we're in such a conditions on the growing market when the property gets sold really quick. And
Yeah.
most of the time when agent advise you to buy it or just
Yeah,
to make
to
a
buy it.
decision quick, you
Yeah.
just need to make a decision quick, either yes or no.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will be gone.
But you know,
And
they
that's
don't
just the
understand,
conditions.
right? Until they lose. If they lose the particular property, they're going to be fast on the next one. It's
Yeah,
also good, but then it's a hard job for us to find
That's
another
a
one.
shame that the buyers, they learn within a time, yes.
Yeah.
They need to see that it was not a sales strategy and their first favorite
It's a
project.
reality.
Everybody
make a
learns by
decision on
mistakes,
second
It's
thought.
a
right?
Dubai real estate
Yeah.
market when the hot cakes they go fast, which is true.
And the next question is buying a property from a new player in Dubai property market, from the developer who hasn't built anything yet in Dubai and this is his first project. Is it a green flag or the red flag?
Tricky question, actually.
It is.
I would say probably red. However, we just have to study the probably history of the developer.
I think if he's well known in other countries, right? Like there are a lot of developers from Russia and Kazakhstan coming to Dubai Islands. And when you see their background, you kind of come to trust them,
I
right?
think that's how you can find a hidden gem. For example, if you just
Yeah.
get a developer who is well known abroad and he has a huge portfolio in there,
Yeah.
nice experience, but here that's his first project and he's selling it at the lower prices at the beginning just to bring extra attention. That might be an opportunity, right?
Yeah, because especially first project, they're building really well in order to get a reputation on the market,
Exactly.
right? So it can be actually green, I'd say, you know? It so again depends, right? If you're working with the professional agent who is going to do this due diligence for you, then you will know. Because sometimes we actually know so much about developers, you know, some of them, the CEOs can be in jail or there can be some financial problems or anything else. And if you know it, you're not really going to sell this project, right? to
Of
the
course, you need to do your own research and there
Yeah.
are lots of details you need to know about the projects.
Yeah, before offering it. Yeah.
And if you'd like to check out some projects for you, please feel free to contact us in the details mentioned in the description. And the next question is when the client buys the off-plan property with the intention to resell it before completion, but without the ability to pay the full amount. Do you think this is the green or red flag? That's the case we faced a lot in 2021 when people they used to buy the property having only 20% of its price.
I think it's
Reselling
red
it.
again, right? We're
Yes.
coming to the conclusion that without having the whole amount of money, or at least knowing where you can get your money from, better not to enter and better not to resell it before completion.
Most of people,
It's
they think
difficult.
market and the conditions where you can, rather than buying one property having 100% of its price, you
Yeah.
can buy 5, investing
I
20,
know.
20,
And
20,
now,
and 20.
and now look at some project
And
we have
when it
deals.
comes from, it comes from the, I'm sorry to say, unprofessional agents on the market who just, do fake promises and just misguide the buyers with the
So it doesn't work
opportunities.
these days.
Well, again, coming to the point where if we talk about investment, you as a buyer, all of us, we highly recommend to have full funds, planned to pay off the property. If, let's say, the developer delivers the property faster, or let's say if there are some circumstances where you just have to pay off the property, what else? And
No, I
rather
just
than
think it's
buying some
difficult.
properties,
Yeah.
you just focus on one property to make sure that you will not lose this property because you just can't pay it.
I think it is possible, depends on the property type and depends on the project, right? But we advise to keep at least 6 months prior to the handover. I guess it's the best where you can start selling your project, right?
Yeah.
I would not recommend to
flip
sell
it
the
before.
property.
Yeah.
To flip. Yeah, we call it flipping. Before they, let's say, at least the developer announce that within months or 2, your property will be delivered. I think this is the right time where you have to just start to think about selling a property, contact your agents, talk to them. Again, research the past sales on the market, etc.
I think there are just a few projects at the moment which you can resell with a profit within the construction period, right? I think
What are they?
markets, contact us in the details below. And we will advise you what sort of project they are. But most of the projects are quite hard to resell
Yeah.
during the construction time. We're at the stage where the best time to sell it is the handover time, right?
Or I think, probably in the cases it will work where, for example, in the project that it's launched and it's for sale, there are a short number of the particular units that might be very popular.
And the spicy question in the end, is it okay to provide extra benefits to your clients just to close the deal?
It's too much, no? I think it's red. I think it's just the pain of Max, right? Who
Yes.
thinks that it's easier to be a real estate agent when you're a woman. But there is no really benefit. Not for us.
Really?
No. So
Red.
no,
100%
it's
red. It's all about being professional and just.
I think next time we will tell them our background, right? It's not escort.
Okay. Not escort. Okay.
Yeah, we will tell you our background, where we came from. So no benefits. Only
So-
you'll get benefits if you close deal with us. You will get benefits as a client, right? Gaining your capital appreciation.
You mean after closing the deal, not before, huh?
All benefits come.
Then it's okay.
I love our
Too
sense of
much, yeah.
humor. I love our sense of humor. But we are very serious on the market when it comes to work. All right. So thank you, Max, for your questions.
Yeah.
Always welcome.
So you'll
Thank you
see
very
you
much
next
for
time.
watching. Yes. See you next time.
Stay tuned and hit the button subscribe.
Comment.
And like
And it was Anna.
Yulia.
And Max.